Hi, I've been questioning a lot for the couple of last months. I have even doubted my own sanity many times, but I think that I've reached a point in which I just can't remain silent. At least, not for something I believe is worth more than my individual desires, more than what I believe to be true for myself, more than my dreams. I think that the worst decision that we as humans made was the invention of agriculture. Why am I coming up with this? Well, just to put things in perspective, agriculture granted us the ability to stay put in a place where we could grow, where we could develop technology, where we could focus on other things instead of hunting and gathering. But ironically, it stripped us from all freedom, from all balance with nature, which is the real law. And in doing this, we created the first forms of state. We created the concept of yours, mine, property in a sense. And yeah, I don't deny that all of this has brought the invention of many great stories that we humans have walked across hundreds of years. But I think that even though all of this is beautiful, it just involves us and our selfish desire for security. It's like we were fortunate enough to develop this super intelligent mind as a species, our opposing thumbs giving us the ability to create stuff, our spine walking upright, giving us a different perspective of life and even a different way of moving through the world. But it doesn't make us any more special than any other life form that is actually in balance with the world. All of the life forms that are in imbalance is because we have misplaced them from their original, or at least not their original, but from a place where they naturally ended up and they naturally reached a point of balance with the ecosystem. And now that we have misplaced this species, we have created chaos across many landscapes. So, I don't know, I just think that any other species could have developed this. It just happened to us. We happen to be the ones who gained this super intelligent mind. Just imagine if, I don't know, giraffes, lions were the ones who became super intelligent and they started to create a whole narrative around them. The narrative of a god made in their image. The narrative of them being the ones to rule over the land, over all other animals. Then they created stories, culture around this. It's like imagine if instead of seeing us creating movies about many things, about war, fiction, I don't know, bunch of stuff. Instead of humans being the protagonist, it could have been any other species, lions, turtles, and they create this narrative to justify the acts that they make, to justify the act of mass producing food to ensure their safety. If giraffes were the ones who developed this, they would have to mass produce vegetation, and in doing so, they would elevate the carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Just, well, perhaps. I don't know, because I think that there was this time in the world where, I don't know if it was the Cambrian period or what, where the CO2 levels elevated a lot because there was many vegetation in the world, and perhaps this would not happen because the giraffes would actually eat this food. But either way, you know where I'm going with this. You see me? We have created entire stories to justify our way of living, religions, laws, all to justify that we as humans deserve to control the earth, that we as humans deserve to maintain what we call order, when the only natural and right order is nature. How beavers create perfectly good good dams that not only enable certain areas to come back to ecological balance, they created in a sense that it also helps many other species of animals, and we, not even in our highest developments, highest technological advancements, we still create dams, but we're nowhere near to this perfection that these animals naturally do. We as humans are here to observe, to admire, to protect this land, not to abuse it. We have misunderstood our role in the ecosystem, and in doing so, we have doomed ourselves. I know that if I post this on YouTube, people are going to criticize me and say, okay, well, you're using a platform that is based on the system and you're still consuming food coming from the market, you're still wearing clothes. Yeah, because I have no other choice. I don't know how to hunt. It isn't legal to go hunting because I was born in a prison, and we all were born in a prison with no walls, but it's still a prison. We're trapped. You cannot go back to a natural way of living. There's no more game out there to hunt, at least not enough. In many parts of the world, you need a hunting license and you need to own land, so authorities don't consider you trespassing. You feel me? You're doomed to be a slave of a system that gives you life but limits you in the way you can live it. It's like the metaphor of even if the cage is made of gold, it's still a cage. Wouldn't it be nice just to worry about finding food and waking up, going to hunt, gathering food, and before night down you're back, just eating with your tribe, making a fire, telling the stories to the children of how the hunting day was, making music with whatever you have available, and without a worry in the world, going back to sleep. That's life. Not working, not beating your ass off. Perhaps you're not going to live to 80, 90 years, but you're going to live a more rich, a more fulfilling life in 20, 30 years than in 100. You feel me? I don't know if people are going to criticize this, but I really don't care anymore. I think that I gotta put this out. I think I gotta put this perspective out in the world, because I feel it inside me. I feel that I'm tired of living in a world, not in a world like this, but in a society. And yeah, people are gonna say, yeah, then why don't you go out and live out in your own way? I can't. I live in a country. I'm bound to rules. You see? Even if you want to, you can't go back to freedom. You were born in a prison, you're gonna die in a prison, even if you're not physically in a prison, but you're still in a prison. And I'm tired of pretending I'm not. I'm tired of just going to sleep every night thinking that life can be better when I see that some people have overabundance while others suffer every day. I don't think there's no way out of this but through the return of a natural lifestyle, which is hunting and gathering. Agriculture was our first mistake as human beings, as a society, or well, the creation of societies in a sense, because maybe tribal societies were much more, but hunter and gathering societies were much more aligned with what was essential of life. And agriculture societies just built our structure in a pyramid instead of it being a circle of life. Yeah, those are my nighttime thoughts. I know that this channel is about music, but I don't care. I'm gonna post it anyway. I hope that my thoughts, my reflection somehow touches other people, makes them question if the path we're walking is a one of conscious living or of a naive exploitation and eventual death. Maybe we're not going to be seeing that in our lifetimes. Maybe yes, I don't know. But what kind of world are we leaving behind for the next generations? Just something to think about.